My vision was to make the judiciary of Akwa Ibom State the very best.
The judiciary has fared very well under our leadership.
The Honourable Chief Judge has been someone who is committed to her work.
Speaking modestly, she touched the lives of the staff.
She's somebody who likes justice.
She's very supportive. She's everything you would want for in a wife and a mother.
May 1950. While the world was marking the International Workers' Day in world capitals and cities, the family of the late Chief Tom Johnson Akwa Ntem in Ikorobinyam, in what is now a Tinan local government area, was engrossed in another form of celebration. The late chief's wife, late Deaconess Mayen Tom Akwa Ntem, was that morning delivered of the couple's first child and daughter, who was later named Idongesit, meaning the Comforter. Many years later, that child has grown to become the pride of womanhood. A shining light of our community and source of inspiration for humanity. As the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Honourable Justice Idongesit Ntem Bassey Isua, CON. With a family background firmly rooted in Christianity and an upbringing guided by discipline, the Chief Judge early in life exhibited traits which marked her out as a girl with a promising future.
She was an obedient girl. She did what the father and the mother told her to do. She was always very submissive.
When I was about 3 years old or so, my father moved his family to Ibadan, where he was working in the School of Agriculture. So we lived in more plantation, which was where the School of Agriculture was situated, and I went to the local authority practicing school there from primary 1, 1956 until 1961 when I finished there. Then from there I went on to St. Anne's School in Kudeti, Molete, Ibadan, which was a mission school. So I was there. I finished my school certificate in 1966. And that year, if you recall, on the 15th of January that year, we had the first school in Nigeria. That kind of triggered off a program in both the North and the West. There was a program against Easterners generally, particularly the Igbos, but all Easterners were affected. So when I finished my exams, we moved back to this part of Nigeria. My principal, Ms. Groves, principal of St. Anne's School, had given me a letter because she knew that we were coming back to the East. So she had given me a letter to our sister school in Port Harcourt area, that is Archdeacon Crowder Memorial Girls Grammar School in Elelenwa. So that was where I was enrolled. I started my higher school there, and that is where I met my friend Honourable and Imo Isien. She was there in Akwa both.
So we met as classmates in 1967, and we were both in the sciences. She wanted to do medicine, and I wanted to pursue a degree in botany. So while I was doing botany, geography, she was doing physics, zoology, and biology, because she was to do medicine. And so the war started. And we came home, and we were told to go to the school that was nearest to our homes. So while her family was based in Abak, she had to go to the nearest school, which was Holy Family College. And I had to go to Etinan because of the war, we were living in Etinan. So I went to Etinan Institute, and Etinan Institute was offering science, but Holy Family was offering A-level arts. And so she said to me, because we were meeting, she said to me, what will she do? She can't do science, and this school is not offering science. But going to school was better than staying at home.
That was how I ended up in the Holy Family College, which was actually a boys' school. But that's 1968, they admitted females. And I started my continued my lower six there. And at the end of that year, the school decided that they were not going to keep the girls, that the female students should go to other schools, but they allowed me to stay on. So I ended up as the only girl in a school of more than 700 boys, which was not very easy, but it was interesting anyway.
At Holy Family College, she met with some luck.
I took part in the John F. Kennedy Memorial Essay Contest, which was for upper six students. And not that I expected to win or anything, but somehow I won. I won at the school level, I won at the zonal level, and then I also won second place at the national level. And that earned me a scholarship, a 3-year scholarship to study in any Nigerian university. When I finished my higher school, so the Reverend Sisters in St. Teresa's Secondary School, they offered me employment as a teacher in their school. So I went over to Democrat as a teacher. I taught French and history and English, and for 8 months.
In 1970, armed with the John F. Kennedy Scholarship, she gained admission to study law in the University of Lagos, where she graduated in the second-class upper division in 1973. The following year, she passed through the Nigeria Law School, Lagos, after which she was called to the bar on the 27th June 1974. And in 1975, was posted to Sokoto State for her National Youth Service, which she did in the Ministry of Justice. Done with the National Service, she won the John F. Kennedy Fellowship, with which she studied for and obtained her Master's in Law in the Columbia University, New York, United States of America. Honourable Justice Idongesit N.B. Isua started her career in the former southeastern state as a pupil state council in 1975, and by 1984 had been promoted to the position of acting director of public prosecutions, and would be confirmed 2 years later. With the creation of Akwa Ibom from the former Cross River State in 1987, she transferred her service alongside other public servants of the new state origin to Akwa Ibom. In 1989, she was appointed Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice. His Lordship was later appointed Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in April 1991. And on the 18th of December that same year, she became High Court Judge. Meanwhile, she got married in October 1991 to an Uyo-born engineer, Anthony Bassey Isua, a Knight of the Order of St. Mulumba, whom she met in a remarkable circumstance.
Actually, I think I was I was working in the Ministry of Justice here in Uyo, and I had a car. You know, then when you are employed, you get a car loan. And one day I was in my office and somebody came here in Uyo, the Minister of Justice here, and someone came in to tell me, one of the messengers, that someone was looking for me. I mentioned his name. I said, that name is not familiar. It wasn't a familiar name. But when I said the person could come in, and so my husband came in, Isua came into the office. I said, yeah, what can I do for you? He said, what? That he saw me driving. He saw me driving down, and he decided to follow. So he decided to follow me, and he had at least he had the courage, and then he came into my office to meet me, and then we became acquainted, and along the line other things followed.
She assumed the apex position in the state judiciary in September 2008, following her appointment as the Honourable Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State.
I never thought that I would become a chief judge. It's not as if, it's not as if I said, oh, in this life I must become a chief judge. I never thought of that. But then I have been a judge for more than 22 years now. So I know the problems of the judiciary. I had my own vision at my inauguration, that is at my swearing in. I had promised that I would endeavor as much as possible to raise the judiciary to the level where it will become a reference point for good in the country and beyond.
With that mission statement serving as her operational philosophy, she settled down to business with a firm determination to make an epoch of her tenure. 6 years now down the line, she has not disappointed.
The judiciary has fared very well under her leadership. She brought to bear her experience as a former Director of Public Prosecutions, former Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Minister of Justice, former Attorney General, Honourable Commissioner for Justice. So she brought all this to bear in the performance of her duty as the Honourable Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State Judiciary.
The judiciary has grown so much during her tenure. We have seen quite some developments, not only in terms of infrastructure, but in terms of capacity training for the staff. And I noticed that every category of staff of the judiciary has been affected by this training, beginning from the messengers, to the registrars, to the bailiffs, the drivers, and everyone. And it has been something that is really creditable. Again, even for the magistrates and the judges, I can say for the first time in the judiciary, I noticed that the judicial officers had, a program of training outside the country.
Talking about training, we have not only trained our own staff, we have also trained other people who are working with us. We have trained assessors so that we can have a good family court team. And currently, there's a training program going on for police prosecutors and investigators, which has never been done before, at least this time. So I have tried to build a judiciary that is effective and efficient, and that would deliver justice as speedily as possible
under our watch, we have send-off of staff from the Oga at the top in Nigerian parlance to from almost the least in the hierarchy. Everybody enjoyed one kind of attention. At the close of your tenure, you are sent off properly, rewarded with gifts, cash and material by the Chief Judge. And we have a welfare package for financial assistance in the judiciary. I know as CR that in some instances we've had to extend assistance to workers who were stressed up in terms of being bereaved or having one need that couldn't be met within the money. They called us for help, and we did fail. In most cases, we extended help to them. So, and we run a functional transport arrangement where workers within a year are brought to work in our vehicles and are returned.
Talking about customary court of appeal, where I am the chief registrar there, in fact, judiciary conceived this idea of having a customary court of appeal in Akwa Ibom State for the past 24 years. So when the Honourable Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Honourable Justice Idongesit Isua, took over the mantle of leadership, she had passion for that court. She worked assiduously towards the establishment of the customary court of appeal here in Akwa Ibom State.
Apart from that, as a Chief Judge, she embarked on the expansion of the magistracy. During her tenure, she established 5 magisterial districts at Ini, Etemepu, Esienudum, Ibesipu, and Surubium local government area. In fact, she appointed more than 20 magistrates in the magistracy to take up and man these courts during her tenure, the highest number so far. She was also interested in making sure that judiciary is technologically driven. We have the World Wide Web, whereby the judiciary can be accessed anywhere and lawyers can file their cases in the comfort of their homes. They can assess where the cases are being assigned to. She ensured that there is stability in the judiciary.
The stability in the judiciary, in a way, has been made possible because the leadership has adequately accommodated the interests of associations and unions related to the system.
This Chief Judge enhanced the status of magistrates during her tenure. In 2012, she got the House of Assembly to amend the Magistrates' Courts law, and in the amendments, the monetary jurisdiction of magistrates in civil matters was raised from 30,000 for a chief magistrate to 5 million naira. And in respect of the senior magistrates, their jurisdiction was now placed at 4 million naira and 2 million naira for magistrates.
The relationship of the bar and the bench under the leadership of the Chief Judge has been very cordial. As the chairman of the bar, we used to meet regularly and discuss on a number of issues, particularly on the implementation of the seal of power of attorney by NBA for lawyers before it is being signed or authenticated before magistrates.
As a bar in Eket, we've never had it so good because our 2 long weeks we've had, when we had the last one, she was there for the entire period of the bar week. That shows that she's quite a bar-friendly CJ.
Under her watch, the jurisdiction covered by the NBA has seen great development.
We've maintained a very warm relationship with the union. That is the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, our in-house union in the judiciary. And courtesy of the governor and at the behest of the Chief Judge, the union now has a brand new vehicle.
Honourable Justice Idongesit N.B. Isua's tenure as the Chief Judge has also been defined by many projects, some of which are construction of new high courts in Ibiono and Esienudem local government areas, construction of area courts in Etinan, Ona, Okanafan, Esienudem, and Uyo, construction of magistrates' courts, with family courts in Ikorekbene, Abak, and Itu, and warehouses in High Court Etinan and Magistrates' Court Ibanon. Others are construction of staff canteen at the High Court premises Etinan, renovation of judges' quarters at plots 144, 148, and 150 Lagos Street, Ewed Housing Estate, and the provision of official vehicles for judges, magistrates, and other deserving staff of the judiciary. These vehicles and projects were, however, facilitated by the executive arm of government.
Beyond provision of the building infrastructure, she has also provided books and other equipment for these personnel of these courts to function optimally.
Achieving all these could not have been a tea party, as there were challenges to overcome.
The challenge is funding, adequate funding. We have not had adequate funding. The Constitution has spelled it out clearly that whatever is provided for the judiciary should be released to the judiciary, and what is provided is in the budget.
Even with all the money, achieving this magnitude of performance requires focus and stable frame of mind, which may be very difficult to come by, especially when you are a career woman and a housewife, which means striking a balance between the demands of both responsibilities.
As a judge, you write judgments mostly at night, and as a wife, the man will need you mostly at night. So those conflicts are there, but we were able to manage by the grace of God.
As a highly educated person and a woman of high societal standing, the Chief Judge no doubt wields a looming personality and exudes a dignified courage. But behind this occupational persona lies a personable character which commands vast followership and admiration.
Weddings, burials, and what have you, she will always like to identify with the judges, magistrates, and other staffers of the judiciary. That is very good for a leader.
She's a really humorous person, and humorous. You always enjoy sitting with her, discussing with her. I noticed because of her intelligence, she's so vast about a lot of things. And it's also good looking at her. She's a beautiful woman.
She's everything you would want for in a wife and a mother. She's very knowledgeable.
The Chief Judge, unknown to many, doesn't only have a large heart, but also has a heart of gold, which has led her to touch many lives.
Even though she was married out, she does not forget about her home church. She came to build a quarter for the minister.
My Honourable Chief Judge is not just a boss, it's a mother.
Mado akpawo abenemong esiangukwa adirong ikorobinya development girong ikorobinya idagam mado akpawo ana mano irong ine mekru wana ikang girong ikorobinya.
In recognition of her dedication to duties, hard work, vision, service to humanity, and achievements in the judiciary, The federal government, many institutions, groups and organizations have bestowed awards of excellence on her, and some of these are the Award of the Order of the Niger CON of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorary Doctor of Laws by the University of Uyo, and Patron of Honor by the Nigeria Red Cross Society. The much Honourable Justice Idongesit Ntem B. Isua has achieved could not have been possible without support from other quarters, which she acknowledges.
First of all, His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chief Godswill Obot Akpabio CON, he has been very supportive. I want to thank him very much. I want to thank the Speaker and all other members of the House of Assembly because they confirmed me as Chief Judge. I want to thank the Deputy Governors, even the past ones. They were all very supportive. I want to thank the SSG, even Umana Okonomana, he was there. I want to use this opportunity to thank him because he was very, very supportive. I thank Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, even as Secretary of State Government, he was supportive too. I also use this opportunity to congratulate him on his emergence as Governor-elect of Akwa Ibom State and the head of service. Then in my own constituency, the Bar Association, my fellow judges, they have been wonderful. So, and all the staff, the chief registrar I've worked with, all the heads of directorates, I want to use this opportunity to thank all of them. Even the wife of the governor too, Her Excellency Mrs. Ekaito Norma Akpabio, she has been wonderful.